So hello friends, my name is Yarun Diwari and in this video I'm going to talk about NRI property sale plus cash. So I get lot of this queries from my NRI friends that they are planning to sell property but buyer are offering cash. Should they accept it or should they not? Because most of case they say that this is a market without cash, there is hardly any buyer. So in this video I will try to clarify all this question, why and how you should do cash or not do this, how you can avoid navigate all these things. So let's begin. So first important part, if you are NRI, understand one thing very easily, very simply, that you are not in situation to handle a cash. Because most of cases, if you take a cash, you are going to deposit in the bank, because without that, taking money abroad is very difficult. Now, if you are not a, you can say, player in illegal market or black market, or we call it hawala, please don't even think about it. Don't dare to think about it, because this is a place which can get you in much more complicated situation than even you thought it about. So I will make some other video. I will tell you how this hawala works, and it is not for normal people. So first thing first, if you are planning to sell a property or NRI and you are planning to take this money abroad, never touch the cash. In all situations, you should not touch the case. But if you are NRI and you only want to sell the property and get the money abroad, cash is not the thing you should get into. Now, some people say without cash, you will not get a buyer. Now, there is a reason for that. Let me tell you the reason and let me tell you how to handle the situation also. So why buyer are interested in giving you cash? Now, there will be two kind of buyers. One buyer who has recently sold a property and they sold property in cash and they are sitting on cash. So that cash they want to transfer to you. In second situation, these are seasoned player. Maybe they are builders and they get a lot of cash. So they want to give you some kind of cash, right? But the main reason of giving cash is to save on stamp duty. So understand, stamp duty is on the buy value. So if buy value is less, stamp duty is less. And in India, I think stamp duty is 6%. Some states it is 7% also. In some states 5% also. So 5% or 7% of transaction makes a lot of thing when the property is big. For example, if you are selling a 10 crore property or 5 crore property, straightforward they save something like 7 lakh, 8 lakh rupees. So most of the cases, the buyers are only interested in saving the stamp duty. In some cases, they are also interested in settling down their black money or maybe the cash which is lying from the previous transaction. So this is their point of view. Now, why seller are interested to take cash? So in most of the cases, as seller has to pay taxes on capital gain, which is now 12.5%. So they are only interested to take cash to save this 12.5%. So suppose if you are actually selling a property, say 1.5 crore, somebody pays you 50 lakh rupees cash and you only sell at 1 crore rupees as a, you can say, agreement value. You have to pay taxes only on 1 crore minus whatever price you purchase. For example, you purchase say 40 lakhs. So on 60 lakhs, you have to pay 12.5% instead of 1.5 crore minus 40 lakh. That is 1.1 crore you actually should be paying. So they're more interested in saving the capital gain. Now let me tell you what the recursion can happen. First thing first, most of cases income tax department collects all the data from all the registrar, and if your property deed is beyond a certain point, it's a short way of getting selected for scrutiny, right? Or income tax notices. Now once it is proved that either you have taken the cash or somebody has paid cash for this transaction, buyer seller both will be in trouble. Buyer will be charged for difference amount because the income tax will say that boss, actually it's 1.5 crore rupees property, you only got for 1 crore, 50 lakhs you get for free. So I will deal that 50 lakh rupees as an income from other sources and you have to pay taxes on that. While the seller will be charged that the 50 lakh rupees which you accepted was actually part of the deal. So you have to pay tax on 1.5 crore minus 40 lakh rupees as usual, which should be. So basically both pay taxes on the same money. So the tax paid is actually double. Nobody in business. Now I know lots of time there will be sale buyers who will talk to you like a confidence, like they are dealing in cash on daily basis. They are one of the biggest hawala trader in the India or world, which is not the case. Most of the cases they either withdraw money from their bank or they are sitting in this cash from other transactions, and they are basically scared. That's why they want to dump this cash to you, so that you get scared or you stay scared till the time you dump this cash to somebody else. And that's how it all things works. All these things just to save some stamp duty and some tax. Now the problem is, as an NRI, if you deposit that cash in your bank account, it's a trouble. If you give it that to some of your relative, they deposit to their bank account, it's trouble for them also. Now some people ask, can I do this? I deposit this cash to my 10 different relatives, say 5 lakh rupees, who knows? Now understand one thing, cash and property sale is a recipe for disaster. If you deposit your relatives, suppose those relatives also working, what they're going to explain if they're suppose government servant or they're working in a in a job, private job or private sector, how they're going to explain this 55 lakh rupees they get from somewhere? Either they are also going to sit on that money or they're going to deposit. So if any one of your relative deposit that money, a chain reaction will start from there, because he will get a notice, he will definitely blame you, then you will blame the buyer, and everybody will be exposed. So my simple idea, instead of getting into all this mess, the simplest solution is you explain buyer that boss, you're just saving 7%, and just to save that 7%, you are making your white money as a black. Second important part, when the buyer going to sell that property to some, whenever he's going to sell the property, the actual price of that property will be 1 crore, which is the agreement value, and not the 1.5 crore which he has paid. And if it is very much possible that after 5 years he will not get a person who pays you cash, in that case he will end up paying 12.5% just to save 7%. Same way as a seller, if like you're depositing, if suppose you are giving this money to somebody like your friends, family, somebody doesn't return to you with some excuses, so you will lose more money than whatever you might have lost as a paying taxes. So simply if you explain this scenario to buyer that boss, basically you're not saving anything apart from 7% stamp duty, and if you are just want to make that deal somehow happen, you can offer him to share that stamp duty to some part. For example, on 50 lakhs he's paying 7% extra. You can offer that, okay, 3% or 3.5% I will pay, 3.5% you pay. That way you are only going to lose maybe 2 or 3 lakh rupees additional, but you will be saved from the hassle of dealing in cash, depositing that, distributing to your relative, carrying that around the places where it can be very risky, right? In India, carrying 10 lakh, 20 lakh or 50 lakh rupees in suitcase. So my very humble request to all the people, especially the NRIs who are selling the property, just convince the buyer, tell them this very simple logic, that just to save 7%, they are going to pay 12.5% later in the future. And if really you want this deal to happen, you can offer some to share some part of this additional stamp duty and just go for 100% white. This way, it will be easier for you to take that money abroad without giving here and there and distributing among your relatives. And it will be easier for buyer also, because then he can put all the money as a white, and whenever he's going to sell, he will not face additional tax on that. So hope I already explained you about the NRI property and the sale part. I know there might be a lot of questions on this. So if you've got any further question on this NRI property and cash part, definitely you can shoot me an email or you can ask this question as a comment. Just don't mention your personal details on comment section, because it is a public platform. Anybody can read it, maybe the income tax people also, right? So send a mail in case you're sending any sensitive information. And again, I don't recommend anything which is goes beyond the boundaries of law, because I am here to practice. I just charge a small fees maybe, and I don't want to get my hands dirty washing somebody else's laundry. So that's all this video, friends. Hope this video is helpful, and hope you, if you're planning to sell property, you use these things to make a straightforward transaction in property sale. That's all this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.